Could a fighter defeat a chimpanzee in combat? The human race is widely considered to be the strongest species on planet Earth. There's no doubt in our minds that we could put up a good fight against any and all threats to our community and prized possessions. So let's put that to the test today, shall we? Could the best human fighter defeat our distant genetic cousin, the chimpanzee, in combat? Let's find out. Type of fighter. Well, before we get into the action, we'll need to decide what kind of fighter is best for this sort of battle. We could pick an Olympic athlete for their endurance or a boxer for their sheer strength. The options are endless. But in our opinion, the best shot that we have of standing toe-to-toe with a chimpanzee is an MMA fighter. These guys are absolute monsters who are trained in various forms of combat and trained to fight till one of the two are knocked out. So we've picked the type of fighter we want, but what are some of the qualities we need to make this a fair fight? Well, there are a few, so let's list them. Number 1. Skill proficiency. Our MMA fighter needs to have a well-rounded skill set in various martial arts disciplines, including striking, boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, grappling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, and submission techniques. They should be competent in both stand-up and ground fighting. Number 2. Physical fitness. Our MMA fighter needs to have excellent physical conditioning to endure the demands of the sport. This includes strength, power, speed, endurance, flexibility, and agility. Number 3. Mental toughness. Our fighter must possess mental resilience, focus, and the ability to handle pressure and adapt to changing situations. Mental toughness will help them overcome adversity and make split-second decisions during this impossible fight. Number 4. Strategy and fight IQ. Successful fighters have a solid understanding of fight strategy, including when to strike, when to defend, and when to take the fight to the ground. They analyze their opponent's weaknesses and capitalize on them, using their knowledge and fight IQ to gain an advantage. Number 5. Discipline and dedication. The top fighters demonstrate discipline, commit to consistent training, and are willing to make sacrifices to achieve their goals. Our guy needs all of this to stand a chance. Number 6. Confidence and mindset. Believing in oneself and maintaining confidence are crucial. A fighter with a positive mindset can perform at their best and recover from setbacks effectively. Fight conditions. Now that we've got our guy and we know what's required of him to be able to take on a chimpanzee, let's set the fight conditions to make this fair. First of all, there can't be any biting from the chimpanzee, which might revert to its primal instincts in the heat of the battle and sink those large canines into our skin, which are on average 1 inch (2.5 centimeters) in length for males. And it's not just about the teeth themselves. A chimp has the jaw to back them up. They can produce a bite force of around 1,300 pounds per square inch, PSI, which is more than 3 times greater than the bite force of an average adult human. So the best course of action would probably be a muzzle, since telling the chimp not to bite wouldn't exactly work. Secondly, we've got to do something about those nails too, since chimpanzees have relatively strong and sturdy nails that, when combined with their natural strength, can result in injuries if they were to scratch or strike with force. It'll be like bringing a knife to a fist fight. So putting some gloves on the chimp's hands might be the best way to go. The fight would also need to take place on neutral ground, since we can't give the chimpanzee any trees to climb on or vines to swing from. That would just be an unfair advantage to the chimpanzee. Some protective gear would be nice as well, since we wouldn't want PETA breathing down our necks. So let's give both fighters some headgear, elbow gear, and knee pads. Advantages, disadvantages. I know it might seem like we're nerfing the chimpanzee's strength so that the humans can have a chance, but trust us, it's necessary. If you don't believe us, let's look at the several factors that are important in winning a fight and who has an advantage in that space. Number 1. Physical strength. Firstly, in terms of raw physical strength, a fully grown adult chimpanzee is generally considered to be significantly stronger than an average MMA fighter. There are a few reasons why. Muscle force. Chimpanzees have a greater muscle mass and density compared to humans. Their muscle fibers and composition are specialized for explosive power, allowing them to exert substantial force spontaneously. Upper body strength. Chimpanzees, particularly adult males, have immensely strong upper bodies. Their arms and shoulders are well developed, enabling them to perform impressive feats of climbing and swinging, which require considerable strength. Try going on some monkey bars and checking for yourself. It's no easy feat. Relative size and leverage. Chimpanzees are typically smaller in stature compared to adult humans, but their body proportions and leverage advantage contribute to their physical strength. They have long arms, which generate more torque and power in movements. In layman's terms, their bigger arms mean stronger punches. But all is not lost, since MMA fighters possess a range of other skills, techniques, and training that allow them to excel in their sport. They are trained in a variety of martial arts disciplines, including striking, grappling, and submission techniques, which lend them a hand in a controlled and regulated environment. Number 2. Speed. When we talk about speed, once again, the chimpanzees are far superior to us. Here's why. Quick reflexes. Chimpanzees have quick reflexes and reaction times, which contribute to their ability to move rapidly. They're adept at perceiving and responding to their environment, enabling them to navigate quickly through different obstacles. Enhanced muscle fibers. Chimpanzees have a higher proportion of fast-twitch muscle fibers compared to humans. These muscle fibers are responsible for quick and explosive movements, allowing chimpanzees to accelerate rapidly and achieve high speeds. Efficient biomechanics. The limb proportions and joint structure of chimpanzees are well suited for rapid locomotion. Their elongated limbs and flexible joints enable them to cover ground quickly, especially in short bursts of speed. So, while MMA fighters undergo rigorous training to enhance their speed and agility as far as the human limit can take them, chimpanzees possess natural adaptations and traits that give them an inherent advantage in terms of pure speed. Number 3. Intelligence. Moving on, this might be one of the MMA fighter's only advantages in a fight with a chimpanzee. The intelligence of a human being is far superior to a chimpanzee for a few reasons. Strategic thinking and planning. A fighter can analyze their opponents, assess their strengths and weaknesses, and develop strategic plans accordingly. They can anticipate and adapt to changing situations during a fight, making decisions based on their observations and analysis. This strategic thinking gives them an advantage in combat. Technical proficiency and training. Humans in general have developed sophisticated martial arts systems and combat techniques through extensive training and practice. MMA fighters have refined their fighting skills and techniques over centuries, incorporating principles of biomechanics, leverage, and strategy. This technical proficiency allows us to effectively utilize various fighting styles and techniques in combat situations. Learning and adaptability. Fighters possess a high degree of learning ability and adaptability. They can observe, learn, and improve their combat skills over time. They can study and analyze the techniques and strategies of other fighters, continuously refining their own skills and approaches. This capacity for learning and adaptability gives them an edge in combat. However, that's nothing against the intelligence of chimpanzees. While humans may possess higher levels of certain cognitive abilities, it's also important to appreciate the unique intelligence and abilities exhibited by chimpanzees in their own ecological systems. Number 4. Endurance. Finally, in terms of endurance, MMA fighters generally have a higher level of endurance compared to chimpanzees. Let's take a look at why. Training and conditioning. MMA fighters undergo rigorous training regimes that focus on building cardiovascular endurance, muscular stamina, and overall physical fitness. Their training includes cardio exercises, long-duration sparring sessions, and high-intensity interval training, which helps improve their endurance levels. Efficient energy systems. Humans, including MMA fighters, have evolved to have efficient energy systems that allow for sustained physical activity. Our aerobic energy systems enable us to generate energy through the efficient use of oxygen, providing a steady supply of fuel to the muscles during prolonged exertion. Cooling mechanisms. Humans have evolved cooling mechanisms such as sweating, which aids in regulating body temperature during exercise. This ability to dissipate heat allows MMA fighters to perform for longer durations without overheating, thus improving their endurance. So, while chimpanzees are strong and agile, their natural activity patterns typically involve short bursts of intense activity rather than sustained endurance. They are not adapted for long-distance running or extended periods of strenuous exertion. In the end, it looks like we're equal. The chimpanzee possesses greater strength and speed, while the human has better endurance and intelligence. I guess it's 2-2 between the chimps and the human fighter, so we'll leave the tiebreaker up to you. Let us know in the comments below who you think would win in a fight under certain circumstances. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date on videos like this. See you next time.